Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltamar and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Rogue Trader. Where we left off last time, we had stopped a fight between our Space Marine and our Dark Elf. It's time to... sorry, Dark Eldar, I keep calling them Dark Elves. They are not actually elves, that is the fantasy version. We're going to lose Ulfar and we're going to take Marizai with us. Although I really do like the Space Marine. We will be getting a Space Marine later with the Heretic Path in theory. It's going to be an interesting path for us. Let's take a quick glance at Marazagan. Do we give him equipment? We really didn't. So he's an assassin. We're going to be primarily using weapon skill with him. I want him to be a melee using his Hekatari Blade of Bloodthirst. It does a lot of damage. The Kabalite Splinter Pistol also does some damage, but it's not quite what we're looking for. Let's see what we got here. The Tactical Genius one might be good for him. He can't wear that, obviously. I think we're going to have to take the helmet. He does dodge a lot. His agility is quite high, and his dodge rate is, what, 86%? That's pretty decent. Let's see if we can get him something else. No, not that. He doesn't use a bolter, so we don't really have much to give him in the way of a... what is that, trinket? Whatever that one's considered as, anyways. We have other things, though. Let's see what we can give him. Critical hit. What's his critical hit chance? It's parry, dodge reduction, resolve, armor, deflection. There's got to be a critical hit thing somewhere. Oh well, you know what? We'll figure that out later. Let's take a look at what else he can get. Where'd it go? Where were we at? Critical hit, right. Carouse, tech use, commerce, medkit, logic. Does he have any psi rating? I don't think he does. The Hand of Offense would be really good for, like, Heinrichs, but we don't have that available to us. Alrighty, well, we'll keep looking. Attack of Opportunity, deal an additional agility bonus damage. That could be good. I'm going to put that on for now. Wait, what are his gloves already? Oh, armor. Never mind. That's way better. Let's keep that on him. So, gloves, he's fine. What about cloak? The Battle-Scarred Mantle's pretty good. Let's take a look at boots and then we'll look at cloaks. Gain 5 agility and a bunch of dodge against attack of opportunities. That is extremely good. Except that he can't wear it. That sucks. Okay. Extra dodge against moving through cells. No. Nope. Nope. Yeah, no. Walk over burning things, that's not bad. The wearer gains bonus while using swords. Whenever they parry with a sword, they immediately counterattack. The attack is staggered. Yeah, actually that's pretty good. We might use those. Does this count as a sword? There's dogs barking outside. I don't know if that's considered a sword. It's a melee weapon light. Does that count as a sword? Let's go find a sword. Like a claymore or something. I think it counts as a sword. I would imagine it does, but let's find an actual sword. I think that counts as a sword, his dagger. Maybe? It counts as a Xeno too. Where would it show? Oh, it's primitive. Maybe it doesn't count as a sword. But swords are also primitive, right? Okay. I'm gonna think that this counts as a sword. I'm gonna hope it counts as a sword anyways. We don't really have any stuff to give him right now for these things, unfortunately. I guess we give him Fellowship and Commerce, or like... He doesn't use Versatility, he doesn't use Bolters, so those are both pointless for him. give him some carouse for whatever reason, and some... I don't know, like a ring? Like a jet of flame thing? Sure. He does have the clave, which is I mean, it's gotta be a sword, right? It's a spiky sword.
It's about time.
Let's move on. I don't think there's anything else really to do. We have to go back to the arena. It's our next goal. We won't have our Space Marine to tank, but we do have a brand new assassin to try out, so, well, it'll be fine. Apparently we're not supposed to go there yet. I guess we're going up top to speak with our benefactor first. Very cool city. Not huge, though. Sector, unknown depths of labyrinth dimension. Region, Comorag. Recording location, the chasm. Material, Garthierite, blood feathers, hunt. Extracted from the bloody remains of by the carrying hand scalpel. And neurophage tentacle of Homunculus elevanth. The rising currents carry the smell of pain, blood, ichor, and failed ambitions, the smells of the dark city. With my wings open, I weave a path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everyone else. Even I, Scourge, Garthierite, Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of inviolability around these parts. I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am the hunter. My homunculus-modified olfactory receptors pick up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I act. The shard combine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the street in bloody snow, the bodies of random passers-by caught in the fire falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death, whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls, but is still alive. I did not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can easily finish it out in the open. The prey is attempting to locate me, which summons companions to its aid. A mistake. I unleashed a new fan of crystalline shards, and the flesh of the prey blossoms with new cuts from my projectiles. Anyone who tries to approach it will be killed by the brittle shrapnel. The prey should have run away, not given me more chances to cripple it. The prey is weak. The prey tries to locate? Its frantic gaze leaps helplessly from one spire to another, but my hiding place is too discreet. Triumphant, I revel in my superiority. Then we break into a run. Clever. By escaping from the open streets, the prey has deprived me of the advantage of my long-range weapon, but I will not let it escape. So I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. There's a strangeness in the movements of the prey as it dashes away one moment and freezes the next. My receptotrope and altered pupils are adept at detecting movement, but they are worse at perceiving stationary subjects. My prey seems to be aware of this. The prey, we have 95%, 70%, or 70%. Flees down the most predictable and straightforward route, hoping that its strength does not abandon it. Perhaps the body of my prey was modified, or simply abounds with vigor. Even the heavy wounds inflicted by the first salvo cannot slow it down. I emit a frustrated shriek as I watch the path of my projectiles follow the prey without reaching its flesh. The hunt continues. The prey manages to elude me for a moment by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it's over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire, so that it serves as a testament to my victory. My flight is swift. Everything unnecessary and atavistic has been cut from my body, so that air currents carry it like a projectile from a splinter rifle. Alas, this is also my weakness. I am so light, even a small obstacle can throw me off course, but the prey has no idea how vulnerable I am in flight. The initial horror caused by my sudden attack has already worn off. The prey has suppressed its panic and is acting decisively and boldly, a commendable triumph of its will over instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey coerce turns some bystanders against me. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the alley that the monster is coming for their heads. Lies. I'm only pursuing the prey. I am met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The bodies of those gullible fools who believe the prey evaporate and turn into bloody mist. The luckier ones fire at me, and one of the shots brings me to the ground. I wail furiously and finish them off with pointed bursts from my shard carbine. To cast me down is an indelible insult. The conclusion is drawing near. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize that I have driven the prey to a dead end. It's time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles and should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of my prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. But when I see the prey, I fail to discern any trace of the poison's effects. Could the prey be so strong that its body has overcome my deadly toxin? The prey... 0, 0, 0. It is not where I expected it to be, and having climbed the ledge of a wall, it lunges at me and bellows. With my wings folded, I ratchet up the jet booster and glide under the prey. It lands behind me, disappointed. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt is being weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. My embedded glands now spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream, and my artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding up from my forearms and knees, and the prey... 95, 25, 67, 95. Banks on brute force, trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but it has betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing and my body going floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face point blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. The prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me in the air and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. Would I tell if I could about my petitioner, Kyrieru the witch, about how insulted she was by the depths of her fosterlings, the bloodstained proselytes in the arena at the hands of my prey, but how badly she wanted me to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Terbantius, that arranged the insult? I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I am dying at the feet of my prey. No, at the feet of a monkey. A humiliating end for one who earned the status of apex hunter of Komorog through torturous altercations to the flesh and a bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. The chaotic burst of violence that erupts in the streets of Komorog ends just as abruptly as it erupted, such is life in the spires. I guess that's the body there? Let's see what we got. Scourge adrenal glands. Well, that was quite a thing. We also got a bunch of old injuries. That's okay, we can nuke them off if we want to, and we might as well.
I stand in recognition.
Did we fail that med check? We sure did. Wait, isn't he not the best at Medicaid anymore? Who's the best at Medicaid in our group? 50, 45, 35, 35, 30... Never mind, he's definitely the best in our group currently. Try again.
This wound will make a fine
there we go.
scar.
I don't know why we're bothering to get rid of old injuries, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal. We killed the flying thing. Let's go talk to our homunculus friend. That's our goal right now, I think. In we go. Okay. I suppose we can go over there yet. No? Okay. Worth a shot.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Let's go talk to Terbantius. Terbantius rushes about the laboratory, cinching up certain tools, vials, and notes. He conceals some of these items inside of his own body cavities and destroys the rest. I've done what you wanted. This isn't what I desired, not to this extent. He glares at us and roars furiously. The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood. Specimen, your blood, my blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this. The homunculus notices Marazai, Draken, Azirish, After you went against the Archon of the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You show wretched incompetence by defying your masters. My presence offends you, I see. Good. He sneers and looks around. You have made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. Is this where you've kept things that you dared not bring to the spire of the Reaving Tempest? Must be vexing, having to abandon it all as you flee the cult's wrath. One of Terbantius' limbs twitches and strikes blindly. Only Marizai's reflexes save him from a fatal neck wound, but the homunculus makes no further attempts to attack. He seems to care more about his substances and instruments than the insufferable Cabal Light. Why do the witches desire my death? You humiliated the monkey. Kyrieru and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about pathetic monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. You should be careful what you wish for, Xenos. And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them. You enticed one of the blood-stained proselytes to join the monkey side. As the entire chasm watched, a slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, so you decided to spit in its face as well? Oh, but there is more. I hope Kyrieru and Sinistoria are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinates have lost the Cabal Light, who was sentenced to death by Nazarkai himself. First, they decided to play at charity by making me a proselyte, and now they let me slip through their fingers. Oh, I wish I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. I don't care about Kyrieru. You promised to help me get out of here. You hear mockery in the homunculus's voice. Forget the old promises, monkey. This is war. My loyal servants are being slaughtered across the chasm. I cannot take any more specimens away with me, and the ones I've already packed are far more valuable than you. Marizai's face suddenly changes, his mocking tone grin gone. He fixes his gaze on the homunculus, into the spire of the Reaving Tempest, to hide under the wing of Yimaris, an Archon fallen into disgrace. What an imprudent choice. You should run away from her and her troubles unless you are somehow connected to her crime. Terbantius glares at Marizai. You were not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you didn't anticipate such consequences? It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still somebody who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kyrieru did not keep her word. You did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. So your original plan would still have had us all dead, you self-desiccated creep. What's the plan? I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the Reaving Tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their scores under the eyes of my patrons. So the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out in the streets of the chasm and die, or go to the arena and try and kill Kyrieru. If you succeed, you will still die. The homunculus mutters furiously and haughtily. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All these pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last I can devote all myself to it. Don't be such a coward. Let's face them here and kill all of them. The homunculus' anxious movements slow to a halt, but the mandibles on his face twitch nervously, an unnecessary risk. This is not a hasty retreat, merely a temporary change of workspace. Terbantius becomes so absorbed in his thoughts that he starts shearing off pieces of his own flesh with his scissor-like claws. Enter the arena. The succubi would not pass up the chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Kyrieru, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I'd be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinistoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kyrieru's fury. Do not return to the chasm. You will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. I need more time. I need equipment. Actually, seeing as you're abandoning your lair, want to give me some of your creations? The mere thought of you tarnishing them with your filthy hands is revolting, but if it serves to ensure my safety, I will tolerate this obscenity. What do you have? Okay, let's take a look. We have a Glimmer Steel Blade, which is a decent one-handed weapon. It might be better than the sword we have for Marizai, possibly. Let's grab, you know what, let's just grab things. That one's cool. 300 boots, immune to slow and immobilize. Uniform cargo, sure, don't care. Next, exoskeletal gloves, strength and toughness, sure, take that too. Don't need the injectors. What about the Desolator? It's a las gun, which does a ton of damage. Take that as well. Theramite Xeno Chestplate. It's medium armor. Pretty good. Gives lore Xenos. Take that too. Heartseeker Gloves. When the wearer scores a critical hit, for the first time in combat, the damage dealt by the critical hit is increased by 50%. This resets after a heroic action. Not the best. I'll leave that. Shots in melee have a 20% bonus to dodge reduction. Nah, it's not super important. At the start of contact, it inflicts the prey status on the enemy with the highest number of wounds without spending a charge of Hunt Down the Prey, and grants a double Hunt Down the Prey bonus for killing it. That's not the worst. I'll take that too. I mean, that could be a good critical hit thing too. You know what, I'll just grab it. I'm not going to take the goggles, so I don't think they're that important. We don't shoot in melee a lot. Although, we might... I'll grab it anyways. Okay, let's go. What else we got here? We got time. I need... You took my companion's respiratory augment, and now she's dying. Return it immediately. With striking proof of the innate shallowness of your kind, after ridding her of that crude device you refer to as an augment, I restored an intriguing feature of her genetic code. So be it. I want to squander my best materials on her. I'll return her mechanism without delay. First, let's remove the redundant parts. Several instruments of death with blades of various length, thickness, and curvature appear in Cervantes' hands. He bares his teeth and addresses Jay in an insinuating voice. Which one do you choose? Jay's mouth twists, but she looks ready to unleash a torrent of profanity in the homunculus' face, but she stops herself and swallows her ire. With her head bowed, the smuggler lies down under the Xenos' knife. We fix her throat. Do we have anything else to give this guy? Yes, we got the beast claws. I met a monster in the mangled sector, a creature that can steal years of its victims' lives and mutilate their bodies. Are you able to heal that? I recognize the mark of the Jonos? Exquisite feeding. What an honor it is for you to be the vessel with which my marvelous creation satisfies its thirst, and to give your modest life force so that it may be transformed by an energy converter. Fear not, specimen. It's with my power to reverse the effects of its touch. His limbs start to wave with excitement. The Jonos was an interesting experiment, one that could convert life forces of its victims into fuel, but it was flawed. Disobedient specimen that escaped. He glances at you mockingly. I do not recommend escaping, specimen. The pain from the transformation only stops after I inject the blocker, and I only do it at the end of the procedure. Do you wish to spend the rest of your existence with the sensation of your skin melting and your bones snapping? Okay, that healed us up a bit more. And do we have anything else we can do? My condition has been rather grave since my arrival in Kamorag. Can you mend my body? Let's see what kind of interesting damage your body has taken and which parts of your miserable organics can be improved without inflicting any substantial harm on your sanity. Try not to scream. Some specimens end up tearing their vocal cords during this procedure. Then again, you will scream whether you want to or not. Alright, I think that's all the things we can ask of him. I guess we can ask him for equipment. Yeah, that's just the store. Okay. Let's go look around. There's clearly some things we can claim here. That stuff. That stuff. And that stuff. I think we've already looted the other side. There's the Execution Engine Master. What does that do? The torture device is locked and sealed. Okay. Now, we can activate some switches here. What do they do? Unclear. Let's try number one. That lowered those. Could I hit it again? No. But it did open this area, so that is the one we wanted, I guess? Boots! At the start of combat, the wearer inflicts bleeding on themselves. Whenever they perform an area melee attack, they inflict bleeding on all creatures. This area melee attack also deals 5 times the wearer's bleeding level additional damage. Interesting. Stinger Ring fires a pod shot and potentially stuns things. Whenever the wearer dodges an attack, they will become a priority target for the next attacker until the wearer's next turn. Not the best items for us. Random junk. And I think... Is that it? Is that all we can do here? Can we hit... We can hit the other switch on the other side. I'm guessing opens this path. And we can loot some more things. Increases range attack distance by wearer's ballistic skill divided by 2 cells. Homunculus's Prism. This prism-shaped Xeno artifact is made from black metal that's oddly cold to the touch. The strange device has no visible seams, buttons, or holes. Interesting. Iron Cape. 10 agility and friendship. Whenever their wounds should be decreased to 0 for the first time, they are restored to 50% of their maximum instead. Nice. If the wearer has 8 or more action points at the start of their turn, they get 30% damage for the rest of the combat. How does one get that many AP, though? Unclear. Now,
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I think that's everything. We can't get up behind him, though, can we? I don't think so. No. Alright, let's leave. Is it arena time? Probably arena time. That's probably going to be a big, big fight. If I had to hazard a guess. We may also be attacked on the way there, possibly. I also need to get some more weapon skill for my people. Some of them are missing a lot of their attacks now. I think it's time to pick up some more weapon skill. Oh, there's a lot of people out here. Okay. You've insulted the cult of the Fatal Thirst, outsider. You've insulted the fighting pits itself. The witches are longing for you to die. We have a grotesque, some tormented captives over on this side, and Cabalite Rangers. Lots of enemies around to fight. But let's position ourselves a little bit better so that we can try and hit a bunch of people with some lidless eye stuff. This should be good. Maybe one more back. We'll hit that one, that one, that one, that one. And then these two. Maybe the grotesque, depending on how this goes. Everyone else kind of can just be where they are, I guess. It's not the worst scenario. I'm going to move Marizai over here so we can start doing the stabbing. We didn't take a look at his items, though. Oh well. Alright, let's go. This is going to be fine. I'm not too concerned. I want to not hit there, because that's going to hit Abelard. Probably. What if I aim like there? It doesn't hit those ones over on the other side. Okay, what if we move more this way? That's better. Or is it? What if we aim here? Alright, I guess this is as good as it's gonna get.
I'm not accustomed to being folded
Oops,
around.
I missed those two that were closer. Oh well. We definitely could have hit those ones. Oh, no, we can't. Let's go that way anyways. Blow those two up.
Grace, at least.
Everyone goes there.
Quick, quick!
Oh, it probably would have been very helpful to do that before. That would have grouped them up all nicely. Oh well, live and learn. Abelard is pretty early on in the turn order, it looks like. Marizai's next. Let's go do a murder.
Approaches.
What do we have for abilities? Deal strength bonus rending damage to Marizai and starts bleeding. While he's bleeding, he gets +3 resolve. That's Endure. We'll definitely use that. Keep him alive a little longer. Aim for opening. Elusive Shadow. We can move around faster. Death Whisper we can use and do that. And then we can just charge someone. And then just evaporate that one. Those guys aren't targets, it looks like. Let's try this thing out.
Let the true master master.
Interesting.
Inflict the pain.
Alright, well, we killed a couple things. Everyone dodged that stun grenade, I'm guessing. Abelard's turn. He is unable to move, which is not ideal. I could just charge to here, though. Or we could just do the scream. Okay, let's do defensive. Endure. Taunting scream on everyone involved here, including the grotesque and whatever that is. Then we just turn around and hit these two.
I took care of this one.
One of them parried annoyingly, but that's okay. And that's it. Next turn, Jay. Gonna move her down here to be with our other people. And then we're just gonna gun things over that way. Or we could give Cassie a whole nother turn and just let her blow these things up. Sold. Let's do that. Let's go move her there. It's hitting Abelard, isn't it? Yeah, no?
Step
Maybe?
aside. The navigator is coming.
No. All of them are dead, basically. Okay, problem solved. Make them move again. Make everyone move to, like, here.
My soul hunger beckons.
Get some attack of opportunities to go off. And then she can go here. Give Abelard another turn.
It will be done.
Almost killed that one. Probably could have killed him if I had done that slightly differently, but whatever.
Going somewhere?
So at the end of the fight, no, there's still one guy left alive. Can I shoot him? Maybe?
My revenge will be delectable.
Oh, there's two at least. Ow, that hurt. Main character, go up, do this. Or to the Emperor, blow up somebody. Possibly that one. Definitely that one.
This can't be.
Just do hero things and blow that one up too. Nocturne of Oblivion. The already familiar baritone calls out to you from the shadows. The key unlocks a door that will then lead to one that only happenstance will free. Your chance, I'll be, to be the bolts will seed. Your part comes next, to break the bonds and flee. To you, the merchant vagabond, I bring the gift of providence, but will you look? He just put us into a rave. Or just gave us like LSD or something. Sudden pain grips your skull and your vision clouds over, but as soon as you resurface, a dramatic scene appears before you. The streets of the Dark City are teeming with hundreds of colors, from grimy gray shades to extravagantly bold hues. At first they blend together in your vision, but then you're able to distinguish their sources: people, Xenos, animals, and you, of course. The Harlequin standing in front of you. The Xenos colors are like those of a broken kaleidoscope. Your eyes water at the mere attempt to pick out any one thing, and your head is splitting more than ever. Yet despite this, you are subconsciously aware that the dark lilac clouds surrounding the slender figure poses unspeakable danger, and that the bright sparkles of silver indicate that this danger, for now, at least, is directed at you. When you avert your gaze and slowly exhale, the vision falls away as if it was never there. The Harlequin observes you with interest, his silence speaking volumes. Eltimar, your colors, what have you done to him, Xenos? Cassie lifts her chin, and the third eye on her forehead flutters threateningly behind the eyelid. The Xenos, tilting his head to the side, looks at Cassia with curiosity. So many things can three eyes glimpse at once. Sha'el's veiled paths and the caverns of the soul, but with 1,000 sights you could not see the wrecks of fate beneath reality. Past creaking vaults you will twirl around in halls of intertwining serendipity, but not just yet. The dance calls for a pair. Your partner is for now tied up with me. I do not understand. Oh, nectar sweet, your name is ignorance. Make sure to savor every drop before your glass is drained by insult in a blink. At the sight of Marazai, the Harlequin lets out a nasty chuckle. The trapper caught in snares of his own make. The plotting of your play was up to snuff, but Nazrakai rewrote the denouement, decided in the darkness of wings, amidst the somber spires the hunters game. 'Tis wise to stop and once more check your knives, for that which glittered in your hand before, you may now find a twinkling in your back. Mirazai is squirming with rage. He does not dare unleash on the Harlequin here and now. He hisses through clenched teeth. All who have taken part in my downfall will be exterminated. And sooner than you thought, my merchant thief, just like a drop of ink you fell upon the page where this play's dramatic end, wherein your own kin's blood you will see shed. Perform the lines required, and vengeance will descend upon the stage and play its part, and then away from the spires on merchant's trail, across the worlds to a parlous road you'll tread, and death you will find there, or else a path to remedy your second enemy. Mirazai digests the Harlequin's words. At last a shadow of the usual smirk flashes on his face. I hear you, Arabenian. You've helped me more than once already, I'm listening. Both opening and warning is my boon. Your fate hangs by a thread, drawn breaking tight. But with a show of patience opportune, the merchant's certain death will turn to flight. You stride not into battle, but a snare of guile and strife of neatly woven net. Lust's mistress lifts her sword in the air, and baying for your blood does her pact does set. So dance a ring around oblivion, await a sign from night's own melody. Catch a sight of it, then make haste be gone. One yawning mouth, one leap to set you free. If I'll be walking to a trap, why do you not simply extract me now? A lock that is not there cannot be picked, and time alone will forge the key to it. The Harlequin shrugs as if his pronouncement makes perfect sense. If you wish to help me, why don't you finally demonstrate these exceptional skills of yours and aid me in battle? The greedy mouth that swallows brave and bold, and after a few releases from its hold, vagabond this maw already knows. Why to your fights it marks the start and close. The Zenus means the portal that leads to and from the arena, but why would you return to the chasm? Oh wait, I did the wrong one, I think. The Harlequin laughs. Which one did I do by accident? A mouth, what are you talking about, right? The Harlequin laughs darkly as if you utter some naive inanity. In vain you grant compassion to the mask. Though you and I play roles, desire has none. Your part on stage to break through barricades, while mine is to chalk the darkness players' marks, and lead the company to its finale. What sign do you mean? Poor show. The spice of life is mystery. Too bland, a spread would sour your appetite. The sign of mine, fear not, you'll clearly see. Wait for a sign and run to the portal, understood. The Zenus lays a finger over the mute lips of his mask and vanishes, as if to convey their conversation is a great secret known only to the two of you. Okay, bye, I guess. Weird dude. Some grenades and a bunch of swords and stuff. Let's quickly take a look at the weapons we got. Like specifically this one. Is it better than his current sword? 17 to 26 versus 16 to 26. However, it deals additional agility damage to targets for each common negative effect on them, or attacks with the Glimmer Steel Blade inflict bleeding if the target fails a toughness resistance check. I think the Hekatari Blade is technically slightly better. And the Black Haze Venom Blade gives Toxin. However, it does slightly less damage, but higher minimum damage, less armor penetration though. So, I mean, it's a bit of a toss-up there. I could have just used the Incubus Clave as well, which is a fairly hefty sword. Maybe I will use it next time. I'll try it out anyways. Okay, well I think we've killed everyone that needed to be killed. We're going to head down to the arena. If there's any more fights on the way, we'll do those. Otherwise, we will continue on to the portal.
It's about time.
And in the next video, we'll go in because I think we're out of time. Way down we go. This isn't the portal. Did I go too far? Yes, it's actually up here. I went way, way too far. There's more up top that I didn't see before, but I don't think we can get up there. Yeah, can't even click up there. Alright, well, we made it to the arena, and in the next video, we'll head in. For now, I'll leave you all here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Others, I'll see you all next time, and we will win or die. Take care.